Good morning, butterflies. Good morning, good morning. Or whatever it is. How are you feeling, people? The energy has been really intense lately, and I just wanted to check on you, how you're feeling. Hello, hello, good morning. Oh, you broke up with the boyfriend. So yeah, there are things that we need to see. The universe is desperate for us to see toxicity in our life or our old ways, our old pattern of behavior. One of those is when you push for something to work out that is not meant to work out. It's funny, like some of us would be a little bit obsessed with making things working in the way we want them to work. And then the universe is like, nope. You cannot control anyone. You cannot control things. You can control yourself. You cannot control the outside world. They're not a robot in your possession. You cannot have a script in your head of how people are meant to act towards you. You get me? And that is the famous control demon that I always speak about. Oh, I'm not a witch. I mean, God knows who I am, but yeah, it's happening now. Like the universe is, especially because we are in retrograde, there are a lot of things that surface again in your reality. And those things that are resurfacing, like the universe wants you to look at them, like why you do the thing you do, but from the small details to the big one, like why do you consume coffee in the morning and not tea? Or why do you see that person even though you can feel that something is not, like the energy is off? Why do you keep friends that you don't really consider friends? Or why do you carry on with a job that you don't like? Or why do you keep staying with a person if it's not working? So yeah, we are asked to check in every corner of our reality what is going on and why it's going on. You get me? I don't know if any other of you had similar experience this week, but the energy was really intense. We need to learn how to adapt through life like water, even when things are not, even when even when it looks like you have all the odd against you, they actually all these odd are there for you to see, are there for you to elevate, to transmute, to gain a higher perspective. So I'm sorry if you just broke up with your boyfriend, but it's for the best, I swear. You deserve. You see, when people speak about twin flames and soulmate, and they often get caught up in like drama and things being complicated. And Source want us to know that the real soulmate or the real twin flame, or it's something that comes and is really easy. It's not confusing. It's not this. There is no deception. There is no game. So that is how you recognize your real friends or your real soulmates or your real twin flame, is because there is no game. Everything is just honest, transparent, simplicity. Is easy. So anything that doesn't come easy, then we are being asked to be left behind. Those relationships, those things that are not easy, they're not in alignment. I've had very intense contact with that boy all of a sudden. Yeah, well, remember that we attract, we don't chase. And again, every time there is something not clear, like, oh, this guy ghosted me, or I don't know what he feels, I don't understand what he feels, maybe I think he feels something, maybe he doesn't, that is not divine. That is not divine. Divine, there is no confusion, there is no question mark. You don't have to read a person's mind to understand what is going on. Your tribe are people that make everything easy. Is easy. Why do you want someone to come back? Is the question. Why do you want someone to come back? You see, in Italy we say the train come only once. If you jump on it, you're lucky. Otherwise, you need to wait the second one. Don't be the second wheel of someone. You have to go out there and find what deserves you. To find, yeah. So yeah, but remember again, Spirit wants us to know that the things that works are the simple one. Good morning. If you have been together for so long and there are still a lot of problems, then it's not divine. Hello everyone. Thank you for tapping the screen and sharing my live. And I've been a bit absent this week because the energy was just intense, and I'm moving house, so I'm all over the place. But many of you reached out. I received a lot of emails and messages talking about the energy and things that are happening in our reality. And yeah, I feel we're literally being shown our own shadow self, our own shadow aspects. They're literally being shown in front of you. The shadow aspect of people that you put up with so much shit and you don't know why you put up with shit. Why do we put up with this shit? Like, the universe is like, you're not meant to put up with shit. You're meant to put up with people that are in your same vibration. And if it's you that create shit in our people's life, is it you that create drama in other people's life? Like, this is a time for to see the truth in all the senses, to see the truth about you and the truth about others. Hello, Brandon. Still standing in your power, good. How have you been? How have been the week for you? I was talking about, you just pop in now, so I was talking about the energy and what is happening, what the universe is trying to show us. Sorry? I don't hope so that it begins. But anyway, so how did you notice this strong energy in your life? Like, did you notice something happening? Like, we are in Mercury retrograde, so old ways coming back, old people coming back, old side of you coming back, all the same usual pattern of behavior that we have, because I have them too. Like, I'm not perfect at all. Like, I could see my shadow self just possessing me and like doing things that I'm used to, but they're not good for me. In many ways, you know. Oh, thank you. What has been intense for me? It has been intense for me, and I feel better now. I mean, I feel okay now, but there was a lot of transmutation that needed to happen, and the divine feminine, we purge the darkness for the collective. So I haven't I purged only my own shadow. I've been purging other people's shadow. But this is our mission. This is what we do. This is what the divine feminine does, even though society doesn't want to acknowledge this and just make us behave like normal human beings with all normal responsibility and duties, when we actually do a lot of work for the collective. But this is going to change soon, so we are reclaiming our power totally. Yeah, using old habits return. Yeah, old habits, and most, like, literally the shadow is exposed. So is exposed in people you hang around, is exposed in the activity that you do that you know that are not good for you, not carry on doing them. And so the shadow inside and outside, and especially fear. There is a lot of fear, not for me, but for other a little bit older people. There is this fear, even fear of taking risk or going out of your comfort zone, or taking risk of opening your heart again. Like many of us have an issue with your heart, in a sense that many of us have been hurt, and so we protected that heart, and we like sealed it, and almost we are afraid of meeting new people, or we are afraid of opening our heart, or creating new connection, or get involved in new jobs, in new collaboration, in new things, just because you are afraid. Like trust issue, you're afraid to be whatever. And the universe is like, well, you know, a wound doesn't remain a wound forever. Like, you lick it, and after a while, the wound is healed. So you can still touch things again without having the fear of being burnt all the time, because that is a demon as well. That is something that it's pulling you back. We get hurt in life in order to learn how to handle pain. I mean, think about a martial artist, okay? They start to be trained, and when they start the training, they get beaten up. And the first year, they're gonna just be full of bruises. And then the second year, they actually start to beat people up. And they can take a lot of more pain. They can take punches and things because they're being trained. And this is what we do too. We get trained to pain as well. So sometimes, you know, I hear all sort of stuff, like people saying, I'm not going in a dating site because I'm afraid to get hurt again. And it's like, you cannot, you will stop certain things that might be meant for you just because you were afraid of something. You get me? You were afraid of getting hurt again, or afraid to open up, or whatever it is. So, sorry guys, one sec. Why this music is so... But yeah. Sorry, I wish the so-called normal mainstream people would just disappear. Well, I have good news for you then. As I said before, this year, it's meant to be the year of, like, everything will be shown, you get me? Everything will be revealed. So whoever is not authentic, no matter where they are, if they are in mass media or around your house or your friends, or whoever is non-authentic will be shown to you, and you will, your own shadow, your own non-authenticity will be shown to you. So don't worry about the people that you don't want to see, and focus on what you want to see. Focus on, oh, good morning. Focus on what you want to see. Focus your energy in where you want to go. Don't focus your energy in the thing that you don't want. Because then you will manifest those things. Remember, energy, focus and attention is energy. So where focus goes, energy goes. So if you give it to the people who drive you mad, if you give it to the things that make your stuff slower, or people who you don't like, or you will attract more of this stuff. And so you need to keep your focus in the beauty if you want to manifest beauty. If you keep your focus on complaining, then you will manifest more complaining. This is how the universe works. And yeah, this week has been basically that, like seeing our shadow self, seeing our shadow side, and just it cannot hide anymore. So you cannot like dismiss it or think that it's not there. There is just things that you need to see, that we need to see. You get me? So what is it that you need to see? Because in my life happened a lot of stuff in this week that represented itself in a different form, in a different way, and it was all the same crap, the same things. And the universe was like, pop, 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 something to see here, and just accept it, you know? Dense energy on the Schumanns, and a lot of resting in the past week and reflecting. Yeah, exactly. Take it like this. Reflection, be gentle with yourself. Don't focus on over-analyzing, over-thinking, over-seeing. Just be more in your feeling, in like what you feel and what you need to do to feel better. There is a lot of stuff happening behind the scene anyway. Angels and demons are working together right now. Literally, you have an angel next to you, you've got a demon next to you, and one is here to show you something, and the other one is here to show you something else. So, what resistance have you got, even to darkness? Like, are you still afraid of darkness? Are you still, we need to integrate. So, the two polarity get squished inside of you so that you can integrate them all together inside of you. we are both. We are both. We are the angels and the demons. We are heaven and hell. We are above and below. We are outside and inside. How are you seeing those two polarities in your life, and how are you bringing them together? Yeah, we are. We are. We create our own hell. We create most of our own suffering. Never had a job or even a test that cannot scare me. Yeah, but don't, and remember that all the things that scares you, all the things that you are afraid of, have a power over you. So be careful of what you are afraid. Ideally, we shouldn't be afraid of nothing, but yeah. This tea is so green. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, the personal gift. Some people, I think you are starting to connect more with your gifts as well. I don't know. I don't think we can exist in a world only of light. We are integrating the darkness and the light because they come from the same source. Fearing the darkness is what get the darkness win over you. This is how the darkness works. The darkness survive only in people who fear it. The dark doesn't really exist in people that doesn't fear it. That is still there, it serves us, but it doesn't possess us. That is the difference. When you understand that dark and light are here for you, not against you, you are not afraid of one or the other. You know that they're both tools to elevate. So don't fear the darkness, don't fear the system, just don't fear your worst enemy. don't fear them. Understand that you can learn a lot of shit from your best enemy. When you don't fear, things will serve you and not possess you. So without it can be not light. Yeah, there is a lot of misunderstanding still about dark and light, and people do not understand that it's the same thing. And dividing our perception into good and bad, it's the reason why we are fucked up. Because it's a lie. There is no division or separation. I call it's like a cocktail for your growth. It's dark and light. Shake it together so that you can use them both. And yeah, there is only perception. You see, all the famous people in the world, like we always got bombarded with their shadow side, isn't it? Gandhi was accused of sleeping with naked girls. Like Da Vinci was a little bit of a pervert. Who else? So many. Trump, whoever, like name it, you name it. Freud. Madre Teresa. Madre Teresa was like the picture of goodness, and yet behind we know, I mean, there are ideas of people saying that she was evil, blah, 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 blah. So can't you see that everyone have one of the two aspects, really? And this is a big simulation platform. People can come here, do their worst and leave. Look at Hitler. And actually he might did something really good too, that we perhaps don't know about it. So what I'm saying is, don't judge, and it's pointless to categorize things because they do not exist. Nobody is entirely good. Nobody is entirely bad. It's all a perspective, you know? Are you with me in this? You follow with me? Hello, Texas. So, good. Yeah. And it's here for you to understand as well what is your shadow side then, that you don't want to accept and you want to hide it instead of integrating it. I had to face all my shadows and accept them and bless them, even though, you know, strange people walk the planet, isn't it? I always been very fascinating with the human race because it's very peculiar. Standing in our power. Waited for a while. But we cannot be manipulated for much longer. So, I am a king addict. Well, I'm still battling with like cigarette and weed. But, you know, even food can be an addiction. Even a hobby can be an addiction. Obsession. Oh, thank you, Brennan. You know, obsession for money, for food. Everything can turn into an addiction. Social media, everything really. Even a person who is a yoga teacher and become obsessed with yoga, that is still an addiction, isn't it? We have to learn that we use a lot of things to escape facing stuff. This is what we do, and we are really good at it. I'm quite bad as well. But Tantra says it's okay to accept our shadow and pouring love on top of that. And like leaves in autumn, they will fall when you don't need them. When you don't need them anymore, you know, it's like they're tools that we use to cope with the world, especially like even overeating. Oh, everything good, Claudia. How are you? So yeah, food can be an addiction. Oh, Mark, you're funny. We could do a meditation. We could. Maybe we can do it even now. How are you guys feeling? Are you up for the meditation? You see, Wayne, Stark, blah blah blah. There are places for things. Probably you have a little demon inside of you. It could be pleasant to just pull your hair too, you know? I might think about it. So, yeah. If you have been feeling this intense energy this week, I don't know if you guys have been meditating or if you're going out for walks or grounding activities, or how have you dealt with it? Good morning, good morning. I felt also more silent in some ways, which is funny. Sometimes source want us to go. Sometimes it's okay to go out there and speak your truth and say your things, and other time it's good to be silent. Yeah, I was exactly Steve and Case. This is what I've been talking about in this life, is that the energy has been really intense. It's a strange energy because it's really dense. So it's almost like you can feel the density around you physically. And this energy is here to show you your shadow side, to show you your patterns of behavior, or simply to reveal you the truth about you and your circumstances around you. So the truth that cannot be hidden anymore inside of you and outside of you. I need to cross the large ocean. Where do you want to go, Brandon? Fog or confusion? Well, it can be. You can perceive it a little bit as a fog or confusion, but that fog or confusion is there to show you something anyway. I'm in the UK. There is also some stuff that, the universe wants us to see about the visualization of our higher self or our highest timeline, I believe. So, like, all the possibilities are here right now. So everything that you want to manifest or anything that you want to create, it's already here. But it's for you to attune your frequency to that frequency that you want to manifest or attract. And that it's the tuning into a different timeline, in which is a timeline that you are not a timeline that you are not tormented mindly, a timeline that you are not confused, perhaps. Or you know, the confusion that is outside there, into the world, into the matrix, it's not really real. it's not totally real. I mean, it's going on out there, and if you give it the focus, if you give it your attention, you will be sucked into that, and your mind will be vibrating and creating thought according to those things that you receive. Instead, when you disconnect with that, you disconnect with that narrative and you focus on creating your own narrative. And, all my shadow is showing. Exactly, we have to see it. Like this year, we will not be able to run from our demons no more. So whoever of you that is trying to run away from them, you won't be successful. You will be not, like, you cannot be blind to it no more. So, and this is also how much you give your energy to the wrong things, like the wrong narratives. Again, we are the creator of our own reality. So what narrative are you, hello beautiful, what narrative are you feeding? And we're not meant to run somewhere, because people think that life is like there is a complaining desk that you can go and say, ding dong, hi, sorry, I'm not happy about this, and this that doesn't exist. So we have the power to shift timeline, or to shift in a reality in which different things are manifesting, the things that you want to see, though. So how much energy are you giving to what kind of thought, and what are you doing to achieve the best version of yourself, the best, the upgraded version of yourself? Yeah, me too. Last year I repeated a karmic cycle. And I mean, I should know better, shouldn't I? But no, I did not. So it's okay, though. It's okay. You can repeat. The universe will give you the same relationship, the same mistake, the same pattern, the same circumstances over and over and over and over and over and over and over, until you don't understand them. When you modify how you are approaching the situation, then the situation change. Or when you change how you respond, or how you react, or how you deal with shit, then you will stop manifesting the same shit over and over. Claudia, are you still here? What kind of shadow have you been experiencing then about yourself, if I can ask? Or any one of you, what kind of shadow? Yeah, for example, giving energy to the wrong people, that is typical, isn't it? People pleasing, we always give energy to wrong people, or we always think that you can find yourself in other people. And that is something that you really need to get over this. Like, your success does not depend from other people. Your love life, you cannot find who you are in another person's eyes. You cannot find total fulfillment in another person if you haven't found it in yourself. So, did anyone here ever have an attachment? Attachments, well, we have a lot of attachments. Attachment are people, things, activities, drugs. Attachment are codependency behaviors. Attachment are even attachment to too much healthy lifestyles. I have seen people being absolutely, I call them anal about it. Anal people, I call them, which they're the one that, they have to wake up in the morning and go to the gym and do yoga and do this and do that and cook, and if they don't do that, their life is over. That is an attachment still. Attachment to be perfect, attachment to, a perfection is an illusion. There are also this kind of attachment. Or the opposite, like me, I have the attachment opposite to that, which is like zero discipline. I am I don't know, I was just born against discipline, and it's still a shadow, because you have to have a little bit of discipline too, you know. It's always the two side of the spectrum. You cannot be only logical. You have to have logical and rational. At the same time, you need to be able to deal with chaos and non-logical and spontaneous. And this is programmed and scheduled. So it's always the thing, like, you need to be disciplined, but you need to be spontaneous too. Like, yeah, so I said this already, we constantly walk with an angel in our side and a demon in the other side. When you feel negativity around you, you need to ask yourself, what is this negativity here to show me what? Is it showing me my own fear? Because this is what we've been programmed to fear stuff that we don't know. So people would be like, even in ghost movies or like spiritual movies, all the entities are always like killers, like the Exorcist on Emily Rose and stuff like that. It's like, people, this stuff exists. Like, you cannot fear it, because you cannot fear birth and death. Like, that is nature, right? You will be born, you will die, end of the story. And spirit can be good spirit, can be bad spirit, can be good human, bad human, good alien, bad alien. It could be good child and bad child, good priest and bad priest. So when people say, oh, I feel a negative entity in the room, it's like, okay, don't fear it, just feel it. Don't fear it, just feel it and understand, like, what is it? Is it showing me my own fear? Is it showing me something that I need to get over? Is it showing me something that is unfamiliar and I am uncomfortable with, and perhaps I am unaware of it, and so it scares me? Like, you get me? So shadow, okay. What is shadow work, people? So, shadow work, okay, let's speak about shadow work. So, shadow work, it's simply things that you do that you are unaware of the fact that you are doing them due to a trauma or due to shadows or unprocessed stuff. So stuff that you haven't processed in your life. For example, I will make some example, okay? So I used to always to go for men that were really useless, okay? And I used to do that because the relationship with my father was love and hate. So, because I grew up with this relationship of love and hate with my father, I used to find men in which I would have a love and hate relationship, right? Other shadow aspect of us could be you are always insecure, so you would attack other people. You will judge and point finger at other people constantly, and that is because you are judging yourself constantly, or somebody in your childhood was overly judging you, so that now you overjudge people. This is all shadow stuff that we do and we're not aware of it. Or feeling like a victim. You always throw tantrum like a little girl when things doesn't go your way, because you act like a little bit like in a tantrum. Is because probably when you were little you weren't validated. people weren't acknowledging you, and so you still have this tantrum that show in your life right now when things doesn't go your way. And the shadow aspect can be so many others, like not believing in yourself. You don't think that you can do something because in your life nobody nobody empowered you. Or emotion as well, you see. Maybe we repress emotion because when we were little we've been taught not to cry, especially for men, or whatever it is. And like, we actually need to feel our emotion, to let them out and feel them and release them and alchemize them and transmute them and not get possessed by them, not get controlled by them, but just feel them and let it go. You get me? So the shadow works, it's big. Like, I still find out shadow side of myself. Like, I still now, and I mean, I've been like, exploring my shadow side for a while, and I still manage to find a lot of shadow. Or, when we feel competition, when we feel through breathing. I've got a full YouTube channel full of meditation if you want to ground when you feel anxious. Anxiety, it's there to tell you that you need to chill the fuck down. That is all anxiety is there for you to do. Anxiety is not against you. Anxiety is there to tell you, okay, you will take a all day of breathing and chamomile and yoga on the floor. Meditation can be good, but sometimes can be hard to meditate. So there are many other things that you can do, from turning on an incense, a candle, putting some music. Yeah, you need to listen to what those emotions are trying to tell you. You need to observe all your tantrum, basically. And I've seen people playing it off like big time last week. So many people literally just acting possessed in front of my eyes, like possession, because when the shadow doesn't serve you, it possesses you. Remember this, people. When the shadow doesn't serve you, it possesses you. And that's good. That's good. We always change. We always upgrade. We always shed old skin. We shed old stuff that we don't need, behaviors that we don't need. And we peel literally like an onion for then discovering your higher self, the better version of you. Then cry, beautiful. Let it out. We're gonna do, okay, let's do a little bit of meditation together, okay? So we can all adjust this feeling and you all breathe with me, okay? Let's do it. Can you all sit down like in a comfortable position and start just to inhale gently, really slow, in and out. Slowly, slowly in and slowly, slowly out. And if emotion comes, we allow them to come. Good morning. We bless them. We bless all the emotion that comes through. They are welcome and they're here to show us something new. So let's inhale together, okay? 3, 2, 1, inhale. Hold it in as much as you can, hold it and feel the expansion. And then release. Inhale again, hold it in and release it. You can also sign it out. So when you inhale, you imagine this beautiful gold dust being inhaled through your nose. And when you breathe it out, or you can even do, you imagine black dust leaving your body, okay? So inhale with me. Hold it in and release. Inhale, hold it and release. And again, hold it in and expand the solar plex and your diaphragm, your lungs, just expand them as much as you can. And you lock them. And then you let it out. If emotions arise, we'll let them come through. If you feel to cry, we cry and we bless it. You can visualize thought just leaving through your mouth so that you can feel an empty space, like a sacred temple. Can you feel it? Can you feel some music again? Yeah, let it out. Let it out, beautiful. You are divine. You were meant to come here today. You were meant to listen. Stagnant energy is now moving. You can feel it's like a tingle or a vibration. We remove all the things that doesn't serve you. Keep inhaling with me and exhale. You can place a hand on your solar plexus and just gently massage like this when you inhale. Thank you for all the support, the donations, and to share my life. And make sure you check my YouTube channel because I've got a lot of grounding meditation in there. And keep inhaling this beautiful energy and exhaling things that doesn't serve you today. How are you feeling? A bit more grounded? I will pop back live this evening, I think. So make sure you press the notification bell so you know when I'm back online. And thank you for all your support. Remember that what you give out come back to you. And so thank you for any donation, and make sure you check my YouTube channel, and I will pop back around tonight, probably around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Oh, Chantel, I do one-to-one session if you need. You can just press the link in my bio. But I recommend you today to take it easy and allow this emotion to come and bless them as they come. And you will just alchemize them. They will dissolve in the air. And every time we process our internal world, every time we face it, we allow it to bubble up. There are epiphany coming. There will be epiphany coming to you. Epiphany on things, realization about your life. So remember that all of this purging and all of this digging and your shadow and the shadow self and bada-bum is all for you to see more about you, to see more your potential, to see more your limitation, to see the both side of the spectrum. Okay? This is called shadow work. It's not always fun, but I guarantee you is worth it. Enjoy the day, beautiful. And see you this evening. Yeah, in about like 10 hours, I will be back. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.